Good morning, and how are you today? Pretty good here. I thought I'd get on today and answer some questions about my Tacoma and me. Because I get a lot of questions, recurring questions on the channel, and I know not everybody goes back and watches old videos and stuff, so I thought I'd put the most common ones together here and answer them for you guys. So let's get right into it, right? First of all, is YouTube my full-time job? What do I do for a living? Well, this is what I do for a living. YouTube is my full-time job. Before this, I actually worked for 23 years as a purchasing manager. And then I decided to move halfway across the country here to South Texas and become a full-time YouTuber. So this is my full-time job. What year and what Tacoma do I have? Well, it's a 2020 TRD off-road. Obviously, it's in Voodoo Blue. I think you can see a little bit of that there. People ask me once in a while, and people assume that it is a TRD Pro. I guess because of the color and maybe the stance of the truck, I'm not sure. Maybe that it's a manual transmission, but it is not. It is a TRD off-road. It is not a Pro, and I did not buy it off the lot. I ordered it. I had it built. It took 5 months for me to get this truck. Next up, what do you see there on the back? That's a bed rack, and it comes from a company called RCI Metalworks. Been getting a lot of questions about that recently, probably because of the spare tire, videos I did and stuff like that, and the fact that it sat in my garage for about a year after I got it. And the reason for that is I got it for this truck before I had the truck. And I bought it when it was on sale during the holidays. It was a great price, so I picked it up then. Now, the more common questions, I guess. What tires am I running? Well, they are 285/70 R17s. They are Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax. I love them. I think they're awesome. They provide a fantastic ride. Good in the rain for what little rain we actually get here, and they fit well. Do I have any rubbing? No, I don't have any rubbing, probably because of the way my lift is and the offset for the wheels that I have. I've never had any rubbing problem with this lift. So the next question then, of course, is going to be, what lift are you running? I am running what I like to call, and I'm probably the only one that calls it this, but a hybrid ready lift. And what I mean by that, we'll start in the rear. I have 2-inch blocks in the rear. They're left over from a 3.2 just block and spacer lift that I had prior. So I have 2-inch blocks in the back and 5100 Bilstein shocks. That's what's in my rear end. Now, in the front, I have new coils. They came with integrated spacers. Looks like I think they're about an inch or something like that, roughly. And then I have 6112 shocks, or struts, whatever you want to call them. That gives me about a 3.5-inch lift in the front, a 2-inch in the back, which overall puts my front at about a 1/2 inch higher, at least last time that I checked, than what my rear is. I think it's going to settle a little bit. The whole lift will settle a little bit over time anyway. And I had thought about putting a bigger, heavier steel bumper on the front of the truck. If I ever do that, I have no doubt that it will pull the front down a little bit. That will level out my truck. A 1/2 inch is not that big a deal in my opinion. Can you see it with the naked eye? Yeah, I'd say that you probably can. So if something like that bothers you, then maybe this isn't the lift for you. I don't know. Now, when I mentioned before about rubbing and I don't have an issue, I really do attribute some of that anyway to that lift in the front. The fact that it's about a 1/2 inch higher than what I had before. I didn't really have any major rubbing before or anything, but it was close. It was close. And after I did this lift, it got it up high enough that I don't have any issues. Everything is perfect, no problem. The exhaust, what am I running? People comment, people ask about that. It's like a bug bugging around me or something. I have a Trd exhaust. Recently, I posted up a video to make room for the spare tire underneath, which is the same size, different brand than what I'm running on the truck, but it's the same size so that if I needed it and I could put it on, I wouldn't have anything wonky in the truck, you know, sitting weird. But I did cut that exhaust off, and what I mean by that is I cut the tailpipe off. People ask, is there any sound difference? The muffler is still intact. It's exactly like it was. And while I'll admit that it did enter my mind that maybe I would have some kind of a sound difference when I cut that tailpipe, if you think about it, it really doesn't matter. It's the muffler that changes the sound, right? And since the muffler is still intact, doesn't really matter about everything from that point back. So there is no sound difference in the truck. Would I buy a manual transmission again? This is a tricky question. You know, I would say if the Tacoma was my only vehicle and my daily driver, I probably would not. Only because it's not the smoothest, most refined ride that you can get with that manual transmission. If you're sensitive to that, then it's probably going to bug you a little bit. I mean, it would bug me if I had to drive this every day back and forth to work, particularly in rush hour. You know, manual transmissions in rush hour can be a bit of a pain anyway, because if you've got stop and go traffic, you're constantly start, stop, start, start, clutch in, clutch out, gear up, gear down. And unless you love doing that, it's kind of a drag. So if it were my daily driver, I would say probably not. It is not my daily driver. Typically, I drive the Gladiator on a daily basis. And when I say daily, you know, I work from home. Being a full-time YouTuber, you know, I don't get up in the morning and head off to an office or anything. I head to my recliner or my garage, you know, where I shoot videos and then go up and edit and stuff. So when I say daily driver, I mean if I have to run to the carry out for some reason, or if I have to run to the grocery store or maybe to the post office, something like that. Generally, I take the Gladiator. Occasionally, I do take the Tacoma too. So it just depends. It kind of depends on what my needs are and what I feel like driving that day, I suppose. Is there any other truck that I would get other than the Toyota Tacoma, or in this case, the Jeep Gladiator 2? We might as well throw that in since I have one. And the answer is no, I wouldn't. I believe that the Toyota Tacoma is the most reliable truck on the road, period. Full size, mid-size, crazy size, it is the most reliable truck on the road. And I gotta say, the Jeep Gladiator has really only kind of affirmed that a little bit for me. And I say that because I've had a couple, three little things wrong with the Jeep Gladiator, right? I mean, I had to take it in recently because of a check engine light that was on, and it wasn't the first time. Today I got in the Jeep Gladiator, and even after I had it in and they did the reflash, I had another little issue, which I'll talk about on that channel later. I don't like having to screw with stuff. I like being able to jump in my truck, take off, and not have to look at the dash every time to see if some light has come back on, because they never seem to be able to fix those things once they start occurring. Who knows? Anyway, those are just a few things. I don't want this to run too long. I could go on and on, but those are the most common things that people ask me occasionally or frequently, I guess, about both myself and the channel. So I just thought I'd get on here and answer those. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Leave a comment down below if you want to know something. If you've got that burning question you just got to know, ask me. Doesn't mean I'll answer it, but there is no harm in asking, and I won't be offended no matter what you ask at all. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Real quick, if you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel. It is RobMotive JT, all about that 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.